What if I told you that one of the most beloved children's TV shows of all time is absolutely riddled with brats? Not just Daniel Tiger himself, but pretty much everyone in his neighborhood. So today, we're ranking them. All of them. Literally every character y'all can see on your screens will be featuring in the Bratty Brat tier list. From F tier for the sweet innocent angels who never do a thing wrong, all the way up to S tier for the kids who are very clearly heading for juvie.
Got a bitch, slap this kid so he stops misbehaving. Put him into timeouts for 25 years. Bullied new kid called Max, who is also autistic. Daniel's out of control, ask baby Margaret. Daniel Ty, bad guy. Daniel Ty, bad guy. Daniel Ty, very bad guy. Daniel Ty. Daniel Ty is a very bad guy. The teacher tried to help him and he made her cry. Daniel Ty is a very bad guy. He stole from his friends, snitches, cheats and lies.
Daniel Tiger. We first had the displeasure of getting to know Daniel in my video, You Never Knew How Terrible Daniel Tiger Really Is. Some would say we still don't. Well, today we're about to find out the true extent of his terribleness, if that's a word. Have you ever been jealous of someone for getting attention on their birthday? I haven't, but then again, I'm not a massive narcissist.
Margaret gets strawberries, Margaret gets pandas, Margaret gets everything today. Margaret.
Meet Daniel Tiger. Yes, today we're diving into Daniel Tiger's neighborhood, but not to sing along or learn lessons. Nope, we're here to talk about how Daniel Tiger can actually be a bit of a brat. Yes, that striped little preschooler who's supposed to be teaching kids about social skills actually spends half the episode whining and the other half of the episode making everything about him. Especially when it's his little sister's birthday.
Margaret loves strawberries.
Would you like a strawberry?
I don't want strawberries. I want blueberries.
It's not your birthday, so your opinion doesn't count, bro. Quick reminder to hit subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Thank you.
Sorry, Daniel. We don't have blueberries today. Just strawberries for Margaret's birthday.
Oh.
Yes, it's one day out of 365 that's about Margaret, not you, Daniel. Could you spare her one day of attention?
If it was my birthday, I would have blueberries. I like blueberries so much. I wish it was my birthday.
Nope, he can't even give her a single day to herself. DT thinks the universe revolves around him, but don't just take my word for it. Plenty of parents have noticed too. One frustrated Redditor even vented, Daniel Tiger is a whiny little witch with a B. There, I said it. Ouch. Another joked, Daniel Tiger loves drama. If there's a small issue that he can turn into a bigger problem, Daniel is all over that. And you know what? They're not wrong. Is Daniel Tiger even worse than Little Princess, the Russian ginger ninja? More jealous than Thomas, the Korean kicker? More whiny than Norman can pay the price? Let's find out. I welcome you to the return of Battle of the Brats. So far, Daniel's already stolen the spotlight from his own baby sister on her birthday, storming off in a sulk.
You don't want a strawberry, Daniel?
No thanks. Come on, Tiggy. Let's go see Mom outside.
Emotional music? Why? Nobody's feeling sorry for you, little bro.
Why is everything yellow? I like red.
Well, it's Margaret's birthday and she likes yellow.
Oh, right.
Instead of letting Margaret have her day, Daniel whines until he gets a made-up role called Birthday Buddy just to soothe his own bruised ego.
What about me today?
It can be a fun day for you, too.
How?
Well, today, you can be Birthday Buddy.
What an absolute narcissist. I mean, even for a kid, this is self-centeredness on steroids. Redditors went wild, with one saying, seriously, Daniel, every day is about you. You just can't let your baby sister have one day where she gets special attention without needing your massive ego stroked every 5 seconds? Enjoy your BS title, Birthday Buddy. Harsh, but fair. Moving on to Season 1, Episode 4, the aptly named Daniel Gets Mad. Daniel flips out because a planned beach day gets rained off.
I can't go outside to play on the beach? That makes me so mad. Roar!
A normal reaction would be mild disappointment. Daniel's reaction: create an indoor beach by dumping buckets of sand inside the house.
Let's add the sand to our inside beach.
We're setting up an inside beach. Yeah, an inside beach.
My word! What are you doing with those buckets of sand inside the house?
Very, very good question from Mummy Tiger. As one Redditor aptly put it, Daniel is lucky he wasn't turned into a rug for this stunt. Another classic Daniel moment is the episode Daniel is Jealous from Season 1. Grandpa Tiger dares to give attention to Katerina KittyCat, and Daniel immediately turns into a sulky, shoving gremlin.
Meow meow. Grrr. I can't see the pictures.
Daniel, meow meow, you're smushing me.
Sorry.
Well, at least he said sorry. He'll behave himself for the rest of the episode. Right? Right? Right?
My helicopter is flying next to yours, Grandpere.
So it is.
Grrr, my grandpa.
No, Daniel Tiger. As the communists would say, our grandpa.
I don't want to look at airplanes anymore.
I do, meow meow.
Oh, Daniel.
How has Daniel Tiger managed to make himself the victim here? One Reddit parent lamented, the same kid trying to beat up a friend and then later crying from a mild inconvenience is incredibly accurate for preschool. Another said, watching Daniel's jealousy was a effing nightmare to witness and you just want to kill Daniel. Season 4 gives us Daniel gets mad at Dad, and boy, Daniel hasn't changed even a bit. He spots a playground on the way to the post office.
It's the playground. Can I go play? Can I?
No, I'm sorry, Daniel. We can't stop at the playground. We need to get to the post office before it closes.
Dad explains to his son sensibly, calmly and reasonably why he cannot go to the playground. Will Daniel Tiger react sensibly, calmly and reasonably himself? I wonder.
But I really want to play on the playground. This makes me so mad. Grr.
Daniel, my answer is no.
Will Daniel take no for an answer? That's a rhetorical question. He's Daniel Tiger, bro. What do you think?
Grr. I'm so mad.
I understand that you're mad. Do you remember what we can do when we're mad?
You can take no for an answer and toddle off to the post office. Ta-ra, mate. You know what? Props to Dad Tiger, though. As one Redditor praised, when Dad Tiger is mad, he tells it straight. Yes, I'm mad at you. You effed up. Honestly, Dad Tiger deserves a medal, or at the very least, a stiff drink. Smash like to show your respect for Dad Tiger. Hashtag top D. Daniel shares with Margaret from Season 3 showcases Daniel's top tier selfishness. He gets a new sticker book and guards it like the bloody thing is made of gold.
Hi, Margaret.
Beep beep.
Yep, our car says beep beep.
Beep beep. Beep beep.
No, Margaret. These are my stickers. Dan stickers.
Dude, you just showed off the stickers. Don't blame the baby for wanting one.
Margaret wants my stickers. No, Margaret, no. These are my stickers. They're not for you. No.
Seriously, Daniel, she's a baby. Give her the sticker and move the frick on. This behaviour is so consistent, a frustrated parent even started a petition to cancel Daniel Tiger's neighbourhood, claiming Daniel is a spoiled brat, blowing raspberry, being bossy to his little sister, Margaret. Although I note, the petition only has one signature. Lol. Redditors dubbed Daniel the furry version of Caillou, noting, they both have parents who do the gentle parenting thing. They both have fits, 25-8. They both hate their sister to bits. Daniel being compared to Caillou? Ouch! That's gotta hurt. One exhausted parent summed it up. For some reason, the only thing my kids have ever learned from Daniel Tiger is how to be whiny and hysterical. They somehow completely bypass the kid learns a lesson about how not to be an annoying nuisance part of the episode and just copy the annoying nuisance behaviour. Daniel, you had one job. Teach kids good behaviour. You've literally done the exact opposite. Another parent has had enough. I banned it. My kid didn't learn the lesson, he just learned new things to have a fit about. He's honestly way better behaved since he stopped watching. Daniel, you're actively making kids worse. How? Most people don't understand that it's not really that deep. That Daniel in fact behaves badly so that he can be corrected. And the kids watching can then learn from the correction taking place and the corrected behaviour. It's 2 for the price of 1. As this wise Redditor says, we're a bit past Daniel Tiger age, but I always liked that they let the kids be brats sometimes. After all, they're just kids. Wrapping up this Battle of the Brats, Daniel Tiger throws more fits, tantrums, and spotlight-stealing stunts than any cartoon character reasonably should. The supposed role model of an entire generation just spent an entire video being an absolute little gremlin to his baby sister. That's A tier, no messing about. Welcome to the list, Danny boy, you've proper earned this one. Oh the Owl. Next up is Oh the Owl, who appears in my video, Daniel Tiger is an appalling ableist. Let's have a watch and you can see what you think of Oh. Oh the Owl is, 9 days out of 10, a sweet-natured, bookish little bloke. Fans often read him as autistic. Quiet, literal, rulesy, happiest when things make sense. However, the show itself hasn't labelled Oh the Owl. Indeed, Max was brought in as the explicitly autistic character, even being voiced by an autistic actor. That's important context for today's roast. We're here to judge bratty behaviour, not diagnose anyone. Daniel and Oh, they bring out the worst in each other. In the episode Someone Else's Feelings, the boys smash Mum Tiger's vase. A perfect snapshot of their chaos together.
1, 2, 3.
Oh no, my vase.
Uh-oh.
Accidental, yes, but that's an expensive mistake. Yes, the boys bring out the worst in each other like ketchup and a white shirt. But who's the ringleader and who's just easily led astray? 4 rounds, not 3. Yes, I added a bonus round. 2 brats, 1 champion. Welcome to the penultimate version of Battle of the Brats, Daniel Tiger edition. Let's go! Round 1. Magnifying Glass Mafia. It's the episode Jealousy at the Treehouse, a telling name, and Oh has a brand new science kit.
Yeah. Wow.
This is my old science kit. Woohoo! I'd like you to have it, Oh.
Thank you.
Inside, a magnifying glass and a bubble wand. Jealousy, yes, the clue is in the title, sets in immediately. Oh, he wants to share on his terms. Daniel wants to own the moment. And the gear. Daniel fixates on the magnifying glass like a tidy Sherlock Holmes with boundary issues.
And look at some more bugs with my magnifying glass. I mean O's magnifying glass.
Yes, Daniel, it is O's magnifying glass. And you won't be surprised that Daniel forgets that it belongs to O at all.
Hey Daniel, I found a bug to look at. Woohoo! Can I have my magnifying glass now? Well...
Wrong answer, dude. If you're borrowing something from someone and that person wants their thing back, y'all better return it. Honestly, it's very simple. Simple enough even for a toddler to understand. Well, 99.9% of toddlers. Daniel being the 0.01.
But I want it. But Daniel, it's not yours. It's mine. I know, but I don't want to give it back. What? Who?
Daniel, when you take something that isn't yours and then refuse to return it, that's called stealing. Daniel is 4 years old and already committing theft in broad daylight. Oh, he's so heading for juvie when he grows up a little, dude.
I want your magnifying glass. Have you ever wanted something your friend had?
Yes, but I never committed theft to get it.
I really want O's magnifying glass. But it is not yours.
Well said, Oh the Owl. And here's the key dynamic. O needs an adult to step in to protect his property rights. An exhausted X the Owl basically has to say the quiet parts out loud. Hit the hype button, free as tap water, and launch this roast up the charts quicker than Daniel can nick a magnifying glass. Be a legend and help the Snipe Army bully the algorithm into launching this thing into the charts. Thank you guys, back to the video. The worst thing is, before all of this happens, Daniel literally sees Katerina make the very same error. She tries to take O's magical bubble wand.
I really want it.
I hear you, Katerina, but this is O's, not yours.
Meow meow. Thanks.
Rather than learn from Katerina's mistake, Daniel doubles down and goes even further in his attempts to steal. And poor O, he has 2 friends, a cat and a tiger, but my god, aren't they acting like vultures? Round 1 verdict. Daniel is the ringleader. O's the kid who needed an adult advocate to stop the kit being annexed. For round 1, Daniel wins, or loses, morally. Round 3, Battle of the Box. It's the episode Daniel plays pretend, although neither of these kids need help pretending to be brats. They're the real deal. Teacher Harriet rolls out a giant cardboard box. Daniel and Miss Elaina instantly go full imagination. Rocket ship, jungle boat, treasure hunt, the lot. It's delightful. And then there's O, clutching a book about boxes, doing peer-reviewed play.
When you pretend you can be anything.
It is a box, just like in my box book. Hoo-hoo.
He's not being cruel, he's just being literal. But the behaviour that follows reads bratty in context. Policing play, stalling the group, insisting on being correct rather than just joining in. He deadpans the line that launched 1,000 parental eye rolls.
A boat box?
No. A rocket ship box? No. A box.
Yes, he did just say a box. Because of course he did. He even tries different angles, then proudly concludes,
When I sit in it like this, yes, it's still a box.
It's petty, but it's also a mood. If it says box on the tin, mate, it's a box. Only after watching his friends' fun, and a gentle nudge, does O loosen up, and suddenly he's vroom-vrooming around with the best of them. The journey from no fun Nigel to imagination convert is real. But the first half is pure heel turn. Round 3 verdict. Daniel actually behaves in good faith here. Yes, he's main character energy, but he invites O in. O blocks the game for ages because facts. It's like bringing a ruler to a tea party. Our round 3 winner is our new member of the Imagination Stasi, O the Owl. Round 4. Backyard camping disaster. The boys are going camping and Daniel, he's buzzing. Sleeping bags, stars, torches, the works. O the Owl, on the other hand, not convinced. He steps into the tent and immediately clocks everything that's wrong. The tent isn't his room. The sounds are different. The fabric crinkles. The floor's not floory enough.
This is not like my room at home. Wait, where are the beds? Oh, there are no beds in a tent. Right, Dad?
To be fair, lots of sensory stuff can feel off outdoors. But O spends the first stretch treating the whole experience like a defective product. With Dad Tiger modelling calm, O slowly investigates and adapts. Classic exposure done right, and by the end he's fine. But through the middle chunk, he's the wet blanket. Daniel, bless him, he's trying to make memories. O, he's trying to return the tent to sender with a strongly worded letter. Round 4 verdict. Daniel's excited, O knocks it. He does regulate and join, but initial behaviour, proper sulk. Our round 4 winner is O the Owl. Round 5, elbow room emergency. We're at O's treehouse doing library time. But an episode intended to be about books soon becomes an episode about personal space.
Lifty. So many recipes. I'll take it.
Daniel tries a micro shuffle, an inch to the left, a polite lean, but O keeps drifting back in, like a tide that's personally offended by shorelines. It's not really malicious, but it is classic O. Friendly, earnest, and absolutely unaware that he's turned Daniel into a bookend. The same thing happens again. Daniel's got a book, he's ready for a cozy read, and O parks himself closer than a seatbelt. Feather to sweater.
Oh, hoo-hoo! My book has dogs in it, but not little tiny puppies like those. Hey.
He's practically printing himself onto Daniel's side like a cat on a human. Lucky break.
I can't see. I don't like that.
Enter Uncle X, patron saint of polite boundaries, who hands Daniel the magical phrase like a librarian sliding you a secret password.
When someone is too close, say, "Excuse me, I need more space."
Daniel tries it. And to O's credit, he scoots over. They keep reading and civilization is restored. Round 5 verdict. O is the one smothering Daniel's personal bubble. And Daniel's the one who has to advocate for himself. Winner picked, and it's O the Owl. Ironically, the title of this clip is Daniel Learns About Space. Seriously? Daniel didn't need to learn shizzle here. Final tally. Round 1 and round 2 were won by Daniel Tiger. Rounds 3, 4 and 5, however, were won by O the Owl. This means that the Bratty Brat champion for this episode is O the Owl. Wait, what? The big picture. Who's brattier overall? Here's the twist. Daniel, over the whole series, is the more consistently bratty child. Daniel is an equal opportunity boundary bulldozer with a long rap sheet. He'll steamroller anyone until a grown-up sings a lesson. However, in Daniel O crossovers, O's worst traits flare hard. Think about it. Rigidity, entitlement, overshared resources, fun policing. The worst of O the Owl we always see with Daniel Tiger. Some kids are just a bad chemical combo. Daniel's main character Push meets O's literalist Pull, and boom, vases get cracked and tents get side-eyed. So, for this Battle of the Brats, O takes the crown by a beak, but only when he's in the blast radius of Daniel Tiger. Outside of that pairing, Daniel's still the reigning chaos gremlin. So then, be kind, be curious, and remember, think about how someone else is feeling. It'll save you your friendships and your mum's vase. Right, so O's not exactly public enemy number 1 now, is he? Sure, he's bratty enough when he wants to be, but mostly he's just a weird little dude who thinks everything is a box. C tier for O the Owl, no question. Katerina KittyCat. Next up is the character that many fans consider to be the one true rival of Daniel Tiger, which I explore in my video. Is Katerina KittyCat the true villain of Daniel Tiger? Will the cat match the tiger? Brat for brat? Let's find out.
Are you mad now, Katerina?
Yes, because you were playing with the bottle and I wanted Meow Meow.
This cat is out of control. Yes, really. Whilst the world screams and shouts that Daniel Tiger is a brat, nobody is discussing Katerina KittyCat. Some of you watching may take this video as a slight, but we have to ask if this cat's a demon hidden in plain sight. Alright, that's enough of the conspiracies and is certainly enough of the rhymes. Let's watch the episode Katerina Gets Mad.
First, look at all the instruments and see which one you like.
Whoa! Rock on! I want to play the triangle, Meow Meow. It's so pretty.
Katerina really has a strong passion for the triangle. Noted. This could well come up later.
It's really nice.
Now everybody get to line and we'll pick an instrument one at a time.
The other 4 characters have lined up in a straight line, a queue even. Us Brits like our queues. That bespectacled boy, I believe his name is Prince Wednesday, is at the front of the queue. Katerina is spinning around, not taking anything seriously, so I assume that she'll take her place at the rear of the queue. Let's continue.
I'm ready to pick my instrument now.
Is it just me, or did Katerina just cut the queue? And she cut in front of a prince, no less! Even Daniel Tiger, the trending brat of the moment, is queuing up. Oh, somebody's gotta call this girl out for it, surely!
Oh, hey, I was first.
Katerina, you were first last time. Now it's Prince Wednesday's turn to be first, huh?
But I want to be first today, Meow. Meow Meow. I am so mad.
Why are you angry? You were literally first last time. Jeez, girl, respect that your friends have a right to choose too and get to the back of the line. Hashtag respect the queue.
Meow Meow.
Katerina, good job using your words. You are mad. You wanted to be first.
I think that the fact that the teacher's letting it slide shows how Katerina can get away with behaviour that other characters, such as Daniel Tiger, would get in trouble for. Daniel Tiger has become the internet's most hated brat, whereas Katerina KittyCat has clearly mastered the art of flying under the radar, whilst at the same time being absolutely brazen about breaking the rules. I wonder, will she actually get her way, or will the teacher finally grow a spine?
I am mad. Meow Meow.
I know you're mad, but you need to be calm to solve your problem.
I'm too mad to be calm.
She's not only doubled down, she's not only tripled down, this kitty cat has quadrupled down. Hit subscribe for more Daniel Tiger character exposés. Thank you. Back to the video. She is mad and she is letting the world know. Even Daniel behaves once he's been put in his place. Katerina just steamrollers on like nothing's even happened. To me, this shows how secondary characters can sometimes exhibit more problematic behavior than the main characters. Unlike Daniel Tiger, Katerina KittyCat is not under the microscope of the entire internet. The teacher does give Katerina some breathing exercises, which do return her to a more level mood. And to Katerina's credit, she does take her place at the back of the line. So, Katerina may have bulldozed through social norms and consequences like they don't apply to her, but at least she learned a lesson in the end. Or has she?
Okay, Daddy, it's my turn now, and I picked the triangle!
I wonder how Katerina will react to Miss Elaina picking the triangle.
No, the triangle? No, Miss Elaina, I want the triangle, Meow Meow.
But, I'm next, and I picked the triangle.
Meow.
So if you were wondering whether Katerina actually learned anything about sharing and handling disappointment, well, this massive meltdown that we've just witnessed shows that she's learned precisely nothing. Zilch. Zero. Nada.
I feel mad. Meow want to play the triangle, but Miss Elaina has it. Meow, meow, mad.
Katerina, I can see you're feeling mad. But remember, when you feel so mad that you want to roar.
Meow, roar.
Wow, did she seriously just interrupt the song that was being sung to calm her down?
When you feel so mad that you want to roar.
Meow, roar.
Katerina really does not treat adults with any respect at all, does she? Eventually, Miss Elaina ends up giving the triangle to Katerina, doubtless feeling pressure from Katerina's aggressive behaviour. Katerina placed a triangle looking like the cat that got the cream. The fact that Katerina had a second meltdown and also ended up getting her own way shows that her apparent character growth from the breathing exercises and taking her place at the back of the queue were completely superficial. The moment someone picked her triangle, which, remember, isn't hers at all, she went back to having an epic meltdown. Let's move on to another episode. Daniel is jealous.
Katerina's here to play. Hi, neighbor. Grand-père is babysitting us. See?
Hello, neighbor.
So, just to give some context to this, Grand-père is Daniel's grandfather. Grand-père means granddad in French, and he is looking after Katerina and Daniel. I actually think in this particular episode, Daniel, Grand-père, and Katerina herself all behave pretty damn badly. Yes, all three of them. Let's watch on and you'll see what I mean.
Sit down and put your seatbelts on, please.
Alrighty.
I'll sit here right next to you, Grand-père, meow meow.
Okay.
Katerina gets to sit right next to Grand-père. That's where I like to sit.
You know how Daniel Tiger loves to make himself the center of attention? Well, in this episode, Katerina KittyCat makes herself the center of attention repeatedly.
It's a book about airplanes. Come see.
Oh, meow meow, yes. I'll sit next to you, Grand-père, meow meow.
Oh, good.
Hey, Katerina's sitting next to Grand-père. That's where I sit.
I understand why he would be annoyed that Katerina is taking his place. Grand-père is, after all, his granddad. Katerina is essentially out-manipulating the master manipulator, stealing his spotlight and making everything about her. I'm also annoyed at Grand-père. Bro, there is quite an easy fix to this problem. Grand-père, you sit in the middle. You have Katerina on one side, you have Daniel Tiger on the other side. Really, it's not that hard, bro. You're like 70 years old. You really should be able to figure out a solution to this very, very, very simple problem. Be the adult in the room, dude. Be the adult in the room.
Come on, Daniel. Come sit with us so you can see.
Okay.
This is a jet plane.
Oh, meow meow.
Grr, I can't see the pictures.
Daniel, meow meow, you're smushing me.
Sorry.
Here, I'll hold the book like this.
Dude, you don't need to move the book. You need to move yourself. Oh my god, why can't a literal 70-year-old work out a basic conflict resolution between two children? This, to me, shows how the adults in the show consistently fail to either parent or guide these kids properly. When you have a kid like Daniel Tiger who just loves attention, and Katerina KittyCat, who, to me, is basically just a female version of Daniel Tiger, it's going to end up in this big clash of jealous egos, unless adults like yourself, Grand-père, step in. Do something, old man. Stop enabling these two super brats.
My helicopter is flying next to yours, Grand-père.
So it is.
Grr, my Grand-père.
Oh, come on. Katerina's got to be doing this just to annoy Daniel at this friggin' point. Surely. I do sympathise to some extent with Katerina, as she comes from a single-parent household, and her dad has never been mentioned in any of the episodes. She probably likes having a fatherly figure like Grand-père giving her attention. But come on, I mean, Daniel's the grandkid. At least let him have some attention from the old codger. Let's now move ahead to the episode, How to Play Nice. In this episode, ironically, Katerina KittyCat does not play nice at all.
Wiggle, meow meow, wiggle, wiggle. Octopus wants to wiggle with her turtle.
The kids are all playing nicely together so far. It would be such a shame if Katerina grabbed Daniel's arm and started shaking him now, wouldn't it?
And fishy friends, meow meow. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Whoa, I don't like that.
Faster, octopus, faster. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
This one is on the bratty borderline for me. I don't think Katerina is doing anything particularly malicious, but she is being a little bit rough. And I have to say, I do feel a little bit sorry for DT. Not nice being yanked around when you're just trying to be a tortoise for some reason. It's interesting that it's still Daniel the one suffering from Katerina's lack of boundaries. And we see this again in the episode, Empathy at School. Let's go.
Hungry too, meow meow. I need a bottle, meow meow. Oh, Daniel, can I have that bottle, meow meow?
No, I'm using it.
But I want to feed my baby, meow meow.
First, we had the triangle, now we have the baby's bottle. When Katerina wants something, she doesn't seem to understand that other people might want it too. As nice as Katerina might be, and I do think she's a genuinely nice girl, she's suffering from a severe case of main character syndrome, MCS.
Oh.
No, you can't have it.
But my baby is so hungry. Wah, wah. I want to feed my baby, meow meow.
Katerina just cannot grasp the concept that other people have equal rights to things. It's quite a sophisticated form of selfishness, really, because she's not grabbing things like a horrid Henry or like a Caillou might. Rather, she seems genuinely unable to comprehend that others might have legitimate claims to items too. I wonder, how's this one gonna play out? Let's take a look.
Hey, what's going on?
Daniel won't give me the baby bottle, and my baby is hungry. Wah, wah.
A few moments later.
Gulp, gulp, gulp. Now my baby isn't hungry anymore.
And lo and behold, Katerina KittyCat ends up with the baby's bottle. Is it just me, or do we have another master manipulator on our hands? Let's watch one more episode. This is Allergies at School.
Meow meow, welcome to the Orange Restaurant. What would you like to eat? Something orange.
Okay, so Katerina's made an orange restaurant, with the key point being that everything served should be orange. You hear that? Orange.
Oh, excuse me, how about a green apple?
Carrot? We are an orange restaurant.
Yes, Katerina KittyCat's sense of humour leaves a little to be desired. She's so angry at the poor lad that she forgets that a carrot is orange. This one's for you, Katerina. Hashtag carrots are orange. At least she remembers in the end.
Oh, wait, yes! I can bring you an orange carrot.
Of course, I understand that characters like Katerina KittyCat are meant to show undesirable personality traits, as these can then be fixed over the course of the episodes. It makes sense. Katerina is not perfect. I mean, no child is. Heaven knows, no cat is perfect either. Well, apart from Lucky, that is. Seriously though, I do find it concerning that, in today's day and age, very few kids are actually watching the full Daniel Tiger episodes. Instead, children nowadays have such short attention spans that they're only watching those viral, bratty moments. As this Redditor says, I certainly feel like our daughter has reacted angrier than necessary by copying some of the characters on the show, and that she doesn't fully understand that there are negative examples to later explain methods of self-control. Whilst everyone's been busy analysing Daniel Tiger's bratty behaviour, Katerina has been quietly demonstrating her own problematic patterns. From queue jumping and triangle tantrums to bottle battles and carrot confusion, she's shown a consistent inability to understand that other people have equal rights and feelings. I do understand that these characters are meant to be flawed. They're meant to have personality traits that can be corrected over the course of the episode. That's how, after all, kids learn. It's good storytelling and valuable for teaching children. But here's the thing. If kids nowadays aren't even watching the full episodes, then they're actually missing out on the redemptive arcs and just skipping to the negative behaviour. Katerina's main character syndrome, her sophisticated selfishness, and her apparent inability to grasp basic empathy make her far from perfect. Perfect. Get it? I'll show myself out. She may not be as obviously bratty as Daniel Tiger, but her subtle manipulation and her boundary issues are arguably more concerning because they fly under the radar. The real problem isn't that Katerina behaves badly. Rather, it's that in our age of short attention spans and clip culture, children might be taking all the wrong lessons from this character. And that's something that's worth paying attention to, even if this little kitty cat has been hiding in plain sight all along. Who do you think's more bratty, Katerina KittyCat or Daniel Tiger? Let me know in that comment section below. Katerina's a sly one, isn't she? Flying completely under the radar, whilst quietly manipulating everyone around her like it's nothing, which is why Katerina KittyCat goes into B tier. Chrissie. Next up is a child who's a little bit different from the others. Chrissie. She appears in my video, Daniel Tiger Bullies a Kid with Disabilities. So, let's re-meet this lovely young girl. Chrissie is a sweet 6-year-old who wears leg braces and sometimes uses crutches to help her walk. She's as innocent as a piece of fluffy cotton candy. Surely our striped little hero wouldn't pick on a disabled child. Surely.
Come on, Dr. Chrissie. You're supposed to check the baby's throat.
I don't want to play anymore.
But I do want to play.
Yes, that is Daniel Tiger squabbling with a disabled child. He later reduces the poor girl to tears.
I don't want to play anymore.
But I do.
Daniel, I know you want to play with Chrissie.
Welcome to Battle of the Brats, Daniel versus Chrissie featuring Miss Elaina. In the episode Daniel Tiger Circle Time Squabble, it all starts innocently enough at school. Chrissie, Prince Wednesday's cousin visiting for the day, is hanging out with Daniel and his friends. Now, Chrissie is the kindest kid you'll meet. She just does some things a bit differently because she uses braces and crutches to get around. No big deal, right? Daniel's supposed to be Mr. Sensitive about these things. In fact, when Daniel first met Chrissie, he learned that, even though she needs help walking, they still have fun in the same way. You'd think that Daniel would remember that lesson about empathy and inclusivity. Ha! No, not today. The class begins a pretend play game. They're running a make-believe restaurant for Chrissie. And here's where things start simmering. Daniel and Miss Elaina both want to be extra nice to their friend Chrissie. A little too nice. They literally start arguing over who gets to serve Chrissie some purple polka dot pancakes. Yes, that's a thing in the land of make-believe. Sounds delicious, actually.
No, Daniel, I want to give them to the queen.
Hey, Willie, pancakes, Queen Sillawilla. Hey, Miss Elaina.
Neither kid is willing to back down, because apparently serving imaginary pancakes to the new girl is the highest honour in preschool.
You didn't let me ask Chrissie what she wanted to eat. Or let me bring her the food. You're not letting me do anything. Grr!
Teacher Harriet has to step in and call circle time, basically to diffuse this syrupy standoff. But Daniel is already stewing. The jealousy is boiling up. How dare Chrissie enjoy Miss Elaina's company instead of focusing on him, Daniel Tiger? Grrr. That was my Daniel Tiger impression. Sorry. Little do we know, the pancake fight was just the appetizer. The real drama is about to be served. Fast forward to circle time. All the kids gather round to sit with Teacher Harriet. Sweet Chrissie is the star guest today, and both Daniel and Miss Elaina want to sit right next to her. Daniel makes his move for the seat of honour, but Miss Elaina slides in on one side of Chrissie at the exact same time Daniel tries on the other side. Collision course. Neither wants to budge.
I'll sit next to you, Chrissie.
Hey, Daniel.
I want to sit next to Chrissie.
Chrissie's just caught in the middle like, guys, there's plenty of me to go around, but our boy Daniel isn't hearing it. The cuddly tiger turns into a pushy little punk.
But I was here first.
Miss Elaina, move.
Stop pushing me. Stop, Daniel. I'm sitting here.
In this next clip, you'll see Daniel treat Chrissie as exactly that, a status symbol, interesting only because she's different. Daniel doesn't see her as human, nor value her safety. Chrissie to Daniel is just a way for him to be cool in school.
I'm so mad. If you don't move, I'm gonna...
Hype my video. Please click that hype button. It's a free way to support me and hopefully it will get the video into the hype charts. Thank you. Back to the video. Just to recap, Daniel is so jealous of Chrissie's attention that he almost yeets his best friend to the floor. Let that sink in. By being physical in the classroom, Daniel is endangering Chrissie, the sweetest, friendliest kid in the class who literally wears leg braces and couldn't be more wholesome if she tried. Daniel doesn't care about her physical safety. He doesn't give a damn that her disabilities make her more fragile. He just wants Chrissie as his status symbol, and yes, he's prepared to use violence to attain her. True inclusivity means treating them as a person, not a prop. You shouldn't other someone just because they're different. That's crazy. Fortunately, Teacher Harriet is on the ball and intervenes at the last second before Miss Elaina goes flying into the vulnerable Chrissie. And the teacher drops one of the most iconic lines in Daniel Tiger history while doing so.
It's okay to feel angry. It's not okay to hurt someone.
Preach, Teacher Harriet. This quote needs to be plastered on the classroom wall. Miss Elaina, probably shaking, gets a lifeline from the teacher. And Chrissie, I mean, imagine being Chrissie here. First day visiting school and two kids literally fighting over sitting next to you. Kind of flattering, kind of terrifying, especially given her disabilities. And yes, Daniel eventually calms down, but don't forget what we just witnessed. Daniel Tiger nearly committed aggravated assault, preschool edition, because his friend got more attention from Chrissie. Daniel literally put a disabled child in physical danger. If that isn't brat behaviour, I don't know what is. In this episode, Chrissie is an indirect target of Daniel's violence. However, she becomes the main focus of Daniel's physicality in the episode Empathy at School. We start with Daniel in full pretend mode.
Hi, neighbor. It's me, Dr. Daniel. Open wide and say, ah!
Chrissie joins the game as Dr. Chrissie and shows off her charm bracelet. A heart from Nana, a horse, and a pickle. It's pretty obvious that this bracelet means a lot to Chrissie. However, Daniel is vibes blind. He may have clocked the bracelet, but he's about to ignore the feelings attached to it. Cue the inciting incident. Chrissie realizes her bracelet is missing and stops playing.
My bracelet! It's gone! Dr. Chrissie, the baby needs help. Stat!
Where's my bracelet? Where is it?
Daniel, he keeps pushing the bit.
Come on, Dr. Chrissie. You're supposed to check the baby's throat.
I don't want to play anymore.
That's the episode in a nutshell. A vulnerable kid says stop. Daniel says, but I want to. Brat energy detected. Daniel's priorities here are all wrong. Daniel puts his need to keep pretend doctoring over Chrissie's distress about a lost keepsake. And honestly, Daniel doesn't seem to understand the words no. Fast forward 15 years, and we may well be looking at the land of make-believe's first restraining order.
But I do want to play.
Jostling with a girl who's not only disabled, but also spiraling over a lost keepsake? Bro, this is a new low for Daniel Tiger. Ableist much?
I don't want to play anymore.
But I do.
Daniel, I know you want to play with Chrissie.
Teacher Harriet, saint of preschool triage, steps in with this thesis statement.
Empathy is when you think about how someone else is feeling.
That 7-word strategy, think about how someone else is feeling, is the actual lesson. Clip it, use it, tattoo it on Daniel's lunchbox. I don't care, get it into his head. Harriet then forces a perspective check.
Chrissie, are you feeling upset like I did when I lost Tiggy?
I am feeling upset. I lost my bracelet.
I don't want you to feel upset, Chrissie. I'll help you look for your bracelet.
And finally, Dr. Ego puts down the stethoscope and picks up a clue. There's a search montage and then the payoff.
Are you still upset?
I'm not upset anymore. Guess what I'm feeling now? Happy, happy, happy!
Daniel may have needed Teacher Harriet to spoon-feed him the concept of empathy, but eventually he did the right thing. Growth? Yes. Brat moment? Also, yes. Bonus Brat, the battle-hoarding B-plot. Because one lesson isn't enough for our guy, Daniel immediately stumbles into Hoarding 101 with Katerina.
Daniel, can I have that bottle, meow meow?
No, I'm using it.
But I want to feed my baby meow meow.
No, you can't have it.
Harriet again guides him back to empathy.
Could you try taking turns with the bottle?
I don't want to. Why do I have to take turns?
Well, think of Katerina. She wants to play with the bottle, but you're using it.
Daniel again course corrects.
We can take turns with the bottle. My turn first. Gulp, gulp.
2 empathy reminders in one 11-minute episode? Wow! Somebody please put requires frequent reminders on Daniel Tiger's behaviour chart. Pronto! Chrissie deserves better, and so do we. Now, let's be clear, Chrissie is not a brat, far from it. This kid is a ray of sunshine. She's friendly, she's fun, and she doesn't let her disability stop her from doing anything. In fact, when Daniel first met her, she proudly explained all the things she can do by herself. Chrissie literally taught Daniel about accepting differences and finding ways to include everyone. She's a walking life lesson. Well, in braces, but you get the point. So the irony here is through the roof. Daniel's jealousy target, and then his physical and emotional target, is the one person who he absolutely should not give a hard time. And yet it's Daniel Tiger. He does it anyway. Chrissie wasn't bragging or hogging anyone's attention on purpose. She was just being herself. And later, she didn't want to play, and that's fine. No is a sentence. It's Daniel's own insecurity that made him act like a fool. Mistreating Chrissie of all people? Come on, man, that's a new low. Even Caillou would facepalm at this behaviour. I gotta hand it to teacher Harriet for nipping this in the bud. She not only prevented a preschool wrestling match, but also delivered the ultimate truth bomb. Feeling angry or jealous is okay, but hurting people is definitely not okay. Take notes, Daniel. Smash that like button to show your respect to teacher Harriet. So, what have we learned in this Battle of the Brats? Daniel Tiger might be PBS's star student, but beneath that calm exterior is a cub who can roar with envy at the drop of a hat. He fought over who gets to pamper a disabled friend. He nearly body-checked his BFF in class, which would also have involved Chrissie getting smashed into. Not that Daniel Tiger gives a damn. Finally, Daniel even tried to force Chrissie to play with him, which he clearly did not want to at all. Meanwhile, Chrissie remains an absolute sweetheart who didn't deserve any of it. In the end, Daniel did learn, yet again, to talk about it when he feels jealous and not let the greed-eyed monster take over. But you gotta wonder, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old tiger? Chrissie's not a brat. Daniel is a tool. Look, Chrissie's not a brat. She's an absolute angel, and honestly, she doesn't deserve a single thing that Daniel put her through. E tier, obviously, because this one's not even a contest. Max and Miss Elaina. Next, we will focus on both Max and Miss Elaina, who appeared in my video, Daniel Tiger is a brain-dead bigot. And just to say, these characters are super different from one another. Honestly, Max is pretty different from every other Daniel Tiger character too, so they will almost definitely end up in different rankings on the tier list. Meet Max, autistic, sensory smart, schedule savant. He talks on his tempo, not Daniel's notification ping. Special abilities include laser focus, needs time to process, and surviving chime time like a champ when the grown-ups actually bother to support him. We respect Max in this house. The jokes, they're about behaviour, not neurodiversity. Period. Also meet Miss Elaina. Excitable, sweet, chaos positive, with boundaries. Her signature move, the cleanest, I don't like that, you've ever heard since preschool invented words. And finally, Daniel Tiger. Cute sweater, main character energy, boundary detection set to off. So, how does Daniel treat our two Battle of the Brats contenders today? Is he targeting them, or are we just catching classic Daniel doing classic Daniel? Is he actually racist? Or is that thumbnail hyperbole, with the real problem being a pint-sized bulldozer who forgets other people exist until a grown-up sings a lesson? Buckle up, smash that hype button, and sip some juice. This is Battle of the Brats Spicy Edition. Round 1. Daniel versus Max. Ah, the clock factory. Land of gears, ticking, and Daniel's empathy levels blowing a fuse. Things start badly when Daniel greets Max, and Max doesn't return his greeting. Max sits there, minding his business, doing his Max thing. Daniel tries his social battering ram approach and immediately short circuits when he doesn't get an instant response. He doesn't seem to understand that Max is different.
Hi, Max. Dad, Max didn't say hi back to me.
Translation, Daniel's patience is on layaway.
Sometimes he needs a little more time than you do to get comfortable.
Max also seems to find Daniel Tiger and Miss Elaina's playing together a little bit noisy.
Blast off!
Because Max is different, he likes to do things differently. Max would rather keep hold of his clock rather than having it hanging on the wall, at least until he feels ready. Yet Daniel doesn't get this. Rather than show understanding, and remember, Daniel already knows Max. He's met Max before. He knows Max is different.
Max,
You can give your bus clock to my dad, and he'll hang it up for you. My clock.
Despite this, Daniel decides to snitch on Max to his dad.
Dad, Max didn't hang up his clock yet. My clock.
Snitches get stitches, Daniel. One day, you'll learn that the hard way.
It doesn't look like Max wants his clock hung up on the wall, Daniel.
But why not?
Why not? Dude, Max doesn't need to explain himself to you. Let the little king have his clock already. Then comes chime time, the sensory apocalypse.
No. Is Max okay? Doesn't he like chime time? Max, look at all the clocks.
Daniel, dude, Max clearly isn't enjoying this. He's saying no. He's rocking back and forth. He's frowning, for goodness sake. Don't force it. Luckily, Max's cousin, Teacher Harriet, she's there to support Max. Max does some deep breathing exercises which seem to calm him down.
Breathe in. Breathe out.
Ultimately, the adults literally create a quieter alternate chime time so Max can participate like a human being, because the factory's bells and flash routine is just too much. The episode summary flat out says it. When Max is overwhelmed by lights and loud sounds, the kids learn to make it calmer so that he can play too. And that's the point. Max isn't difficult, he's just different. The show hands Daniel a 101 course in respecting that. He needed Teacher Harriet to spoon feed him, give him more time, give him more space. Daniel's first instinct wasn't cruel, but it was self-centered, which, yes, is the beating heart of brattiness. And yes, eventually, Max's clock ends up on the wall too.
Thank you, Max.
Look!
All's well that ends well, Max. Hope you're doing good, my fictional friend. Round 2, Daniel versus Miss Elaina. Beach day with Miss Elaina. There's sun, sand and smiles. All is well, right? Until you realise this episode is titled Mad at the Beach. Yes, we're going to see Daniel discover that boundaries isn't an imaginary friend. It all starts with an accidental splash. Daniel is a tiger after all, and tigers gonna tiger.
Ooh, seashells. Ooh.
Miss Elaina laughs it off, but then it happens again. Splash me once, shame on you. Splash me twice, shame on me.
Hey, you splashed me.
Because Miss Elaina is nice-natured, she diffuses the tension by turning it into a game. And yet, Daniel gonna Daniel, the tiger takes things too far yet again. Daniel starts splashing like a broken lawn sprinkler. Miss Elaina, using the kind of clear boundary setting that most adults still fail at, sets her limit. And good for you, girl.
Sploosh, splash, splash, splish, sploosh. Daniel!
If Daniel had a motto, it'd be, I hear you, I'm ignoring you.
Splish, splash, like that. Splash, splish, sploosh, splish, splash.
Miss Elaina deserves great credit for both having the confidence to say that she's mad and also explaining why she's mad.
You were splashing me and I didn't like it.
Smash that like button to show your respect for Miss Elaina, who is setting clear boundaries, even up against DT himself. The pair then decide to reconcile by building a sandcastle together. Because the sea is, you know, the sea, the waves naturally come and knock the sandcastle down. Daniel gets angry at the sea. Seriously.
How would you feel if your sandcastle was knocked down?
You really want to know, Daniel? I would not waste my energy getting angry at the damn sea. It's the sea. Daniel and Miss Elaina then dangerously wander off into the water without informing Dad Tiger. This clearly violates the beach rules that Dad Tiger had explained just mere minutes earlier.
Come on, Daniel.
Daniel? Miss Elaina?
You know you're genuine brats when you made Dad Tiger angry. Dude is usually chill AF. Ultimately though, you've got to blame Daniel. He's the ringleader behind all of this beach-related chaos. The subtext of this whole episode is brutal. Miss Elaina sets a boundary like a pro, as does Dad Tiger with his beach rules. Daniel though, he treats no like a side quest. The bigot question. Yes, the thumbnail and the title are spicy. It's Battle of the Brats, it's what we do here. Other YouTubers, such as Matt Neff, have also drawn attention to Daniel Tiger being a possible racist. It's definitely a possibility, and by the way, check out Matt's videos if you haven't already, they're brilliant. But if we're being real, Daniel probably isn't a racist. It's more likely he's a 4-year-old chaos engine who just treats everyone like an NPC in the Daniel-verse. Unless he has an adult specifically model to him how to do better. With Max, he needed Harriet to literally narrate neurodiversity etiquette. She had to say, give Max more time and space. With Miss Elaina, he needed a clear, I don't like that, then an entire feelings jingle to stand down. Even with Prince Wednesday and Baby Margaret, Daniel had to be dragged off the Me First treadmill, usually using lesson songs with the help of grown-ups. So no, I don't think Daniel is particularly singling anyone out. He's just universally self-centered. Daniel would steamroll any boundary that isn't nailed down. Just think about it. Max shows restraint and asks for space. Daniel has to be told what space is. Miss Elaina states a boundary verbally and clearly. Daniel hears waves. Prince Wednesday says he's mad. Daniel finally shares the lemonade. Growth, yes, but after hogging everything. Baby Margaret exists. Daniel immediately discovers rage. Mum says don't hurt people. Baseline stuff. Katerina gets upset. Daniel has to learn to apologise. Because of course he does. Daniel's probably not a brain-dead bigot, all things considered. Rather, he's a brat with equal opportunity tunnel vision. That's why the neighbourhood has to fix him every 11 minutes with a song. And the punchline? The only thing Daniel consistently treats with respect is Tiggy, the stuffed toy. Of course, Daniel's healthiest relationship is with the one friend who can't say, I don't like that. Right, so Max, lovely lad, does absolutely nothing wrong. Just needs the world to slow down a bit and, give him some space. That's E tier, same as Chrissie, and rightly so, because there's no Brat here whatsoever. Miss Elaina, on the other hand, well, she's not exactly innocent, is she? She gets dragged a little bit too willingly into Daniel's chaos for my liking. So Miss Elaina gets rightfully placed into D tier. Juan Carlos. Next up, it's time for something a little bit different. Let's meet Juan Carlos in my video, Daniel Tiger Hates Hispanics. Juan Carlos is Daniel's friend from another neighborhood. Fans have called him a sweet Latino kid, polite, excited about trolleys and conchas. On the surface, he's the nice one, the thoughtful one, the thank you senora one, or so he says. But is that really true? Or is Juan Carlos secretly a control freak who uses the power of sulking to get his own way? Is he even, dare I say it, the Latino version of Daniel Tiger? Now, about that spicy thumbnail. It makes things look clear-cut. This is YouTube after all, but it's really not that simple. This is a Who's Brattier roast, and both of these preschool princes catch smoke today. No offense, Prince Wednesday.
I'm royally mad.
3 rounds. 2 brats, 1 winner. Let's go! Round 1. Pushy host versus stubborn guest. Let's start with the snowy showdown. Juan Carlos comes to visit Daniel in his neighborhood. Daniel is vibrating with excitement. He's got a checklist longer than a Tesco receipt and absolutely zero patience for guest input. Daniel steamrollers poor Juan, barking orders without so much as a, what do you fancy, mate?
There are lots of things I want to show you in my neighborhood. See? The clock factory, and the music shop. But first, let's go play in my room.
Of course, it takes Mum Tiger to step in with the subtlety of a sledgehammer.
When a friend comes to visit you, ask what they want to do.
It's a good message, but after it's given, we see a different side to Juan Carlos. As this Reddit user says, when a friend comes to visit you, ask them what they want to do, sure. But read the room, Juan Carlos. Guests have an obligation to be accommodating of their hosts too. ETA, frankly, it seemed like visiting Daniel was just an excuse for JC to hang out with Trolley. Yes, Juan Carlos takes advantage of Daniel's kindness and hospitality throughout this episode. Daniel, perfectly reasonably, proposes walking to the clock factory, but Juan Carlos is having none of it.
We should walk to the clock factory. We can get there sooner. Oh, no trolley ride? I really want to ride trolley.
Just because you're a guest, it doesn't mean you become dictator of the day's events. As this user says, Daniel, trolley's not here yet. Let's walk. Juan Carlos, I said we waitin'. The trolley must be ridden and, by the gods, Juan Carlos will not be denied his moment. Seriously though, Juan Carlos heard Mum's message, when a friend comes to visit, you ask what they want to do, and decided, I can do whatever the hell I want.
Juan Carlos, watch my clock dance.
Tick-tock, tick-tock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm a clock, too. Do the clock dance with us, Juan Carlos.
No, thank you.
Okay.
If a member of the freaking royal family thinks that you're too self-absorbed, then my brother in Christ, you are the most self-absorbed creature on the planet! Another time, Daniel and Jodi have an idea to go ice skating.
We should take Juan Carlos to the ice skating pond. If you like snow, wait till you see the icy, snowy pond. Come on, come on, come on!
Mr. I do whatever I frickin' want can't be bothered, so the whole thing gets cancelled.
That's a terrific idea! But...
In my mind, the whole message of this episode is problematic. A child watching this would think that they can behave however the hell they want when they visit a friend. In reality, a guest has responsibilities too. The show, for some reason, pretends they don't. Round 1 winner. Daniel starts the drama by steamrollering the agenda, but Juan snaps at his host and plants his feet with "We waitin'." Being a guest doesn't mean that you get to act like you own the place, Juan, but fair play for sticking to your guns. For his sheer self-centeredness, the round 1 Brat winner is Juan Carlos. Round 2. Pretend play, real ego. Let's set the scene. It's a boiling hot day and our heroes are in the pool. The gang's all here. Dad Tiger, Juan Carlos, Daniel Tiger, and of course Prince Tuesday, working his 917th official job. Juan Carlos and Daniel swim like fishies in circles. They soon get bored of this, however, and Daniel tries something a little bit more creative.
I'm a big whale.
I want to pretend to be a whale too.
Terrific. Do this. Whoosh, whoosh.
Daniel's out here acting like he's discovered a cure for cancer. Bro, you're putting your hands together and making water spurt out. The two do enjoy squirting together, but then things start to go wrong.
I want to pretend to be a whale too.
Terrific. Do this. Whoosh, whoosh.
You see, Daniel wants synchronized imagination. Think Olympic synchronized swimming, but with more splashing and less actual teamwork. Juan Carlos, on the other hand, he's just there to have fun and be creative. But Daniel, he can't handle a bit of improv.
Swish, 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 swish. Juan Carlos, what are you doing?
I'm pretending to be a big whale.
That's not how you pretend to be a whale, he wails.
But that's not how you pretend to be a whale. You squirt water in the air, like this.
Daniel really has a thing about policing his friends' imaginations. He's the triple T, a tiger, toddler, tyrant.
Whoosh, whoosh. See?
How will the charismatic Juan Carlos react to being put in a box by the creativity Stasi that is Daniel Tiger?
I want to be a whale like this.
Swish, 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 swish. Oh, that's not how I pretend to be a whale.
Imagination Stasi. Daniel, let people be creative in their own way.
Juan Carlos won't pretend to be a whale the way I do.
Why aren't you playing, Daniel?
Swish.
You went after Max, an autistic kid, because he wouldn't have fun the way you wanted to, and now you're coming after a Latino kid. It's not a good look, mate, not gonna lie. Dad Tiger, bless him, intervenes like the world's most exhausted supply teacher. There are so many ways to pretend, he says. Translation, please stop fighting, or I'm getting back in the car. Hype check. Tap that hype button. It's a free boost that helps shove this video up the charts. It really helps me out, so thank you, Snipe Army. Back to the roast. Dad Tiger's intervention is like sprinkling vegan cheese on a pizza. Barely satisfying, but at least everyone pretends to enjoy it.
But Juan Carlos isn't squirting water like me. That makes me frustrated.
I see. But there are lots of ways to pretend to be a whale.
The weird thing about Daniel Tiger is he needs lessons on things that come intuitively to most children. I've never heard of a 4-year-old trying to force someone to follow their own imagination in the same way that Daniel does. It's crazy. It's actually kind of dark and sinister when you really think about it. Give me your mind, mortal. Round 2 winner. Try to force your mate's imagination into your storyboard? That's classic control freak behavior. Juan Carlos is assertive, but Daniel's policing of play is simply not normal. For those control issues, Brat round 2 goes to Daniel. Round 3, Concha Catastrophe. For the grand finale, we hit the Daniel Visits a New Neighborhood movie, the 46-minute special where Daniel visits Juan's neighborhood, and it all comes down to pastry. You see, the boys are hyped for conchas, a local Mexican sweet treat. It's bromance goals, except they never even leave the house.
Can we go to the bakery for conchas? Can we, Mom?
Oh, lo siento. The bakery's closed now.
The look on Juan's face, pure devastation. It's like someone's just told him that trolleys be discontinued due to signal issues.
But I wanted to go there with Daniel.
As an alternative, Valentina suggests botanas at home, and the boys accept. Juan almost wobbles, but the pivot lands, and everyone moves on. Juan and Daniel stay home for their snacks, and instead of a Brat explosion, we get a rare moment of emotional maturity from both boys. Smash that like button to show your respect for both Juan Carlos and Daniel Tiger in this moment. They handle disappointment like legends, instead of throwing a full-on Brat fit like someone like Little Princess or Norman Price probably would have done. Round 3 winner. Juan started to wobble, but both boys land it once Mum pivots to botanas. Growth? Emotional regulation? Or just a smart call to keep the concha dream for another day? Either way, nobody spikes the Brat meter. Round 3 ends in a draw. There may have been no winner for this Brat round, but there was a loser. Me! I sat through an entire 46-minute episode of Daniel Tiger, and there wasn't one Brat moment that I could use in the episode. What am I doing with my life? If you have a choice between watching paint dry and sitting through Daniel Visits a New Neighborhood, I highly recommend the paint. Hashtag respect the paint. Final Brat tally and life lessons. So, looking back, round 1 went to Juan, round 2 went to Daniel, round 3 is a draw. That makes it, in total, but a tie. Yep, it's a draw. 2 preschool powerhouses enter, 2 moderately self-aware toddlers leave. Here's what we learned. Hosts aren't dictators. Ask your guest what they want. Daniel, write it on your action plan. Guests aren't emperors. You don't get to run the kingdom just because you showed up. Juan Carlos put the trolley scepter down. There are many ways to pretend. Imagination has no boundaries. Daniel, please retire from the creativity Stasi immediately. Disappointment happens. And sometimes you handle it with snacks and grace. Shout out to Botana's diplomacy. The real villain of this show, pacing. 46 minutes for a concha that never arrives. And 46 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Sigh, times 5,000. Juan Carlos is a cheeky one, isn't he? Plays the sweet little guest while quietly getting everything his own way. That's B tier for JC. Stubborn as anything, but not quite brazen enough to climb any higher. Margaret Tiger. So far we've looked at Daniel's friends, but what about his family? Let's see how his sister behaves in my video, The Lonely Life of Margaret Tiger. When you were a toddler, did your older siblings ever push you aside or hog all the attention? In Daniel Tiger's neighborhood, Daniel's baby sister Margaret often finds herself in that exact situation. If you look closely, Margaret is repeatedly sidelined, ignored, and even mistreated. She's essentially the victim of the Tiger family. It sounds outrageous to call an animated tiger toddler a victim, but bear with me. What if Margaret Tiger is actually the quiet sufferer of the show? Part 1. Margaret, the forgotten tiger cub. From the moment Margaret is born, the tiger household continues to revolve around big brother Daniel. One Reddit user noticed this imbalance immediately, writing, "My daughter loves watching this and so does her older brother, but I've noticed it's not really fair to Margaret. The parent seems solely focused on Daniel. Feels kinda sad." Indeed, Mum and Dad Tiger pour most of their time and energy into Daniel's experiences, teaching him lessons, singing songs for his feelings, while baby Margaret often sits quietly in the background. It's as if the show and the family forget that she even exists. Another user bluntly explained why. Because it's not frickin' Margaret Tiger's neighborhood now, is it? In other words, Margaret isn't the main character, so she becomes an afterthought. Perhaps the most glaring example of Margaret's neglect is the episode Margaret's First Thank You Day. In this episode, Margaret is visibly ill. Well, I say visibly ill, it's visible to you and I, but not necessarily to the parents. Margaret coughs repeatedly, and I mean repeatedly. Let's count the coughs.
We'll see you at the Enchanted Garden.
1 cough.
Are you excited for your first thank you day, Margaret?
2 coughs.
Welcome to Thank You Day!
3 coughs.
Come on.
4 coughs. Eventually, she meets up with Mum Tiger at the event after coughing all over the frickin' place.
I can't wait for our turn, Margaret.
5 coughs.
Yippee skippy! Hoo-hoo! Mama?
But seriously, a sick toddler left coughing in a crowd, basically ignored by her dad and others for most of the episodes. As one shocked viewer put it, I noticed Margaret coughing from the beginning and thought to myself, these are some S-ass parents. Remember, this is a preschool show. The parents are meant to be loving and attentive. Yet, the narrative focuses so much on Daniel Tiger that the parents don't even notice that their own daughter is potentially unwell. This shows how Margaret's needs come second every time. One Reddit commenter empathized with Margaret's situation, writing, she's so well behaved. She doesn't need our support. Focus on the more difficult, complex, outspoken child is a sad reality. My friend was this child. Well behaved, no major psych or medical concerns, and quiet. Parents would joke they forgot they had her. Meanwhile, her older sister was, well, let's just say the opposite. Now my friend, she was 19, yesterday, and she's almost 30, has a therapist who says she has disorganized attachment trauma, abandonment issues, and if she's left on her own for too long, over a day, without human interaction, texts, calls, email, someone reaching out to her, she does something to make people pay attention to her, usually dangerous. So I hope Margaret doesn't end up like that. Not that they would show it, because again, it's Daniel's world. Margaret is a convenient extra. Of course, on the show, we'll never see a teen Margaret acting out from childhood neglect, but the point still stands. Margaret Tiger is simply a prop in Daniel's main story. She's the convenient, quiet child who doesn't need anything until she really does. As another parent on Reddit put it, I actually have 2 kids just like this, and it would be so easy to say my second doesn't need anything, but she does. She's just quiet about it. My old one, when he's nervous, etc., will get loud. She will withdraw and get quiet. But if you're not paying attention enough to your kids to be attuned to that, literally your job as a parent, the kid is just not going to get their needs met. That summary just perfectly describes Margaret's role. The well-behaved toddler who gets overlooked because all of the eyes are on the louder, more demanding Daniel. Part 2. Big Brother Blues. Daniel's treatment of Margaret. It's not just the parents or the show's writers sidelining Margaret. Daniel himself often treats Margaret more like a nuisance than family. One early example is when Grandpa gives Daniel a special sticker book. Margaret toddles over, naturally curious and wanting to join in the fun.
Hi, Margaret. Beep, beep. Yep, our car says beep, 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 beep.
Daniel's reaction? He refuses to let her touch his stickers, making Margaret burst into tears.
No, Margaret. These are my stickers. Dan's stickers. Margaret wants my stickers. No, Margaret, no. These are my stickers.
Quick side note, the thumbnail that you clicked, made in Pixar Pro. Use my link right now and you can start for free and also get up to 61% off Plus or 53% off Pro. Pixar has so many awesome tools you can use to make your thumbnails look spectacular. Links in the description. Click it before you forget. It also supports the channel. Thank you so much. Back to the video.
They're not for you. No!
Hey.
Poor Margaret doesn't understand why her brother won't share. She only knows it hurt her feelings. Dad Tiger has to step in and teach Daniel to share, after which Margaret, with tear-stained cheeks, finally gets to play. But the damage was done. Daniel's initial selfishness caused his baby sister genuine sadness. Daniel's impatience with Margaret isn't just limited to toys. During mealtime in one episode, Daniel desperately wants to tell his mum a story, but she's busy feeding Margaret because, babies can't feed themselves. Daniel grows increasingly upset until he finally shouts in frustration.
I'm trying to tell you a story, but you keep taking care of baby Margaret. Don't you want to hear my story?
To Margaret, who's barely verbal, what does this sound like?
Whoops. 1 second, Daniel. Baby Margaret dropped her spoon.
Mom, listen. I'm telling a story.
Her brother essentially complaining that Mum is paying attention to her, Margaret, instead of him.
Mom is helping baby Margaret, but I want her to listen to my story.
Mum Tiger offers a gentle reminder to Daniel.
I do want to hear your story, but Margaret needed my help to eat. She can't feed herself like her big brother can.
But to Margaret, all she knows is her brother is annoyed and shouting because she requested basic care. It's another instance where Daniel blames Margaret for just existing and just needing her parents' attention. At other times, Daniel crosses into behaviour that we simply have to call bullying. In the episode It's Not Okay to Hurt Someone, Daniel is playing pretend, and baby Margaret accidentally knocks down the block tower he built.
Margaret, it's a special tower. Margaret, don't! I just built that!
This is an innocent baby move. Toddlers love knocking blocks, but Daniel goes red with anger and actually raises his hand, ready to hit Margaret.
Margaret, no! You're knocking down my fence! I am so mad!
The scene is startling. Daniel Tiger wants to physically hurt his baby sister. Mum Tiger jumps in and literally stops Daniel's arm before he strikes Margaret, giving an important lesson in the process.
Daniel, stop. Daniel, I know that you're angry, but you cannot hurt your sister.
Lesson aside, consider just how terrifying that moment must be for baby Margaret. In an instant, her beloved older brother turned into a threat. She's too young to understand Daniel's words about anger. She only sees his face and voice filled with rage, directed at her. Even outside moments of anger, Daniel sometimes inadvertently frightens Margaret by making her the scapegoat for anything that goes wrong. Recall the time that Margaret spilled orange juice on Daniel's favourite stuffed toy, Tiggy. Daniel was pretending to be daddy to Tiggy, and Margaret, wanting to play along, tried to offer Tiggy a sip of her juice.
Do you need some orange juice now, Tiggy baby? Here you go, Tiggy. Just for pretend.
The result was a sticky mess. Juice all over the toy.
Careful, Margaret! Oh no! Margaret! Tiggy has juice all over him! He's so sticky and wet! Oh no, oh no!
Oh, what happened over here?
Daniel immediately gets very upset. In his mind, Margaret has ruined Tiggy. Think of poor Margaret. She was just trying to imitate her brother, a sign of affection, and then he's suddenly yelling, and abruptly the game ends. One Reddit fan even jokingly held a grudge against Margaret, saying, "Baby Margaret is cute, but I won't forget how she intentionally poured orange juice on a Tiggy. My daughter has a Tiggy stuffy, and she is horrified when she watches that episode. Oh no! Tiggy messy!" And then she wants to take her Tiggy in the bath, and it's a whole thing. I blame Margaret. Another user went even further, saying, "I hate baby Margaret, and I haven't even seen that episode. She's a whiny brat who wasted Daniel's stickers and ruined his stuff." These harsh reactions from viewers mirror Daniel's own perspective, blaming the baby for typical baby behaviour. In truth, Margaret isn't being bad in these scenarios at all. She's just a toddler exploring her world and wanting to play with her big brother. But from Daniel's viewpoint, and apparently some annoyed audience members, Margaret is cast as the troublemaker. All of these moments add up to a difficult reality for baby Margaret. The person that she likely adores the most, her older brother, is the main source of her distress. Whether he's refusing to share, shouting about her, or nearly hitting her in anger, Daniel puts Margaret in upsetting situations on the regular. And unlike Daniel, who always has an adult or a song to help him work through feelings, Margaret mostly just cries or looks confused. There's no strategy song sung to Margaret about her feelings. In the show's logic, Daniel's feelings, jealousy, frustration, etc., are the focus, not Margaret's. So, when Daniel bullies Margaret, the lesson focuses on Daniel learning not to bully. Margaret's tears, on the other hand, are quickly forgotten after he apologises or shares. It's easy to imagine a future Margaret needing to unpack all this with a therapist. Her childhood filled with incidents where she was made to feel like an inconvenience or the bad kid, despite doing nothing wrong. Part 3. The unconditional love of a toddler. The tragedy of Margaret Tiger is that she has no idea that she's a victim. Lucky just wanted to say hello. She's too young to understand any family dynamics or favoritism. All she knows is that she loves her family. In fact, Margaret absolutely adores Daniel, despite how he sometimes treats her. It's almost like toddler Stockholm syndrome. No matter what Daniel does, Margaret greets him with a smile and open arms. We saw this forgiving innocence in the Daniel shares with Margaret episode. 1 minute Margaret was sobbing because Daniel wouldn't share stickers. A little later, once Daniel relents, Margaret is giggling and clapping, thrilled to play with her brother. the hurt is forgotten instantly. Similarly, in the orange juice on Tiggy debacle, once Tiggy has been cleaned up, then all is forgotten, and Margaret Tiger is even seen cuddling up to her big brother.
Aw, what happened? You both look sticky and wet.
Margaret clearly doesn't realise she was just blamed for an accident. In her eyes, Daniel can do no wrong. He's her hero, big brother. It's both heartwarming and heartbreaking. Heartwarming because it is pretty cute how much Margaret loves her big brother. Heartbreaking because Margaret's unconditional love makes her the perfect victim. She's both so sweet and so non-verbal that she never even protests how she's treated. This dynamic sets Margaret up to suffer in silence, which she continues to do with a smile on her face. Part 4. Living in Daniel's neighbourhoods. So, why does Margaret end up as the overlooked, even victimised character? The uncomfortable answer is baked right into the show's title. As one commenter put it plainly, the show is literally called Daniel Tiger's Neighbourhood. It's his world. In Daniel's world, a toddler sister is, at best, a sidekick, at worst, an obstacle to his fun. The show's writers never intended to make Mum and Dad look neglectful. Rather, we see what Daniel sees. As this Redditor explains, they probably are paying attention to Margaret, but he doesn't notice because that's not about him, and like all children, he's the main character of his story. In other words, Daniel is a little egocentric, like, let's be honest, many preschoolers, and the show mirrors this by largely ignoring Margaret's perspective. This storytelling choice has a side effect. Margaret effectively has no voice in the narrative. When Margaret cries or is upset, is usually just a prompt for Daniel to learn a lesson, not a problem to explore on its own. It's telling that the Daniel Tiger Conspiracy subreddit has multiple threads about Margaret's mistreatment. I'm sure Margaret loved having to skip breakfast so Daniel could finally play in the snow. She probably also loved having to sleep on the living room floor, just because Daniel's room had flooded. And she definitely loved Grand-Père opening the drapes and letting the moonlight in at night while having to share a room with Daniel during their trip. Another frustrated parent wrote, "My husband and I ask, where's baby Margaret? Constantly. Like, everyone will be in the scene but her. We compare it to baby Maggie." Maggie? Margaret? On The Simpsons. "Where the hell's Maggie at?" One user smartly replied, "To be fair, the Simpsons are meant to be terrible parents. The Tigers are supposed to be good at it." That sarcasm underlines the point. In a supposedly loving family, Margaret's perpetual sidelining is jarring once you notice it. Of course, the Fred Rogers Company, who produces the show, they didn't set out to create this storyline of neglect. Rather, it's just the unintended consequence of making everything about Daniel. You and I, the audience, we can't help but worry about Margaret because she's a catalyst, not a character. As this Reddit user says, Margaret is extraordinarily well behaved all the damn time. There's no episode of Margaret crying for hours, and nobody has a clue why she's upset. When she gets fuzzy, they give her a toy, and then she calms down in seconds. She's always smiling, never struggles when they transfer her to a high chair or the stroller. They go on a trip, and it doesn't mess up her sleeping schedule. She never takes off the little flower in her head. Side note, when Daniel has an allergic reaction, Dad says he's taking him to the doctor, and Mum says, "I'll stay here with Margaret," which I find really annoying. I mean, what else could they possibly do? Leave Margaret alone? Honestly, I wouldn't put it past those parents. Seriously though, just because Margaret isn't throwing tantrums, it doesn't mean she isn't missing out or feeling hurt. If there's any solace, it's that occasionally the adults do acknowledge Margaret in small ways, like Mum Tiger singing a quiet goodnight song to her, or Dad Tiger carrying her while she's sleepy. Yet, these tender moments are usually in service of teaching Daniel to be gentle or patient. It all circles back to DT's learning experience. So, where does that leave Margaret? She's a child who's cherished in universe, but only when it's convenient for the narrative. The show's structure inadvertently casts her in the role of victim, time and time again, because everyone's focus is always elsewhere. Baby Margaret, the perfect victim. So, what's the takeaway here, other than the fact that Lucky's back? Well, Margaret Tiger isn't just Daniel's little sister. She's the ultimate background character in her own life. She's the baby who coughs through Thank You Day without anyone batting an eye. The toddler who almost gets attacked over an innocent mistake. The girl who's blamed for juice stains she didn't mean to cause. And through it all, she still beams at Daniel like he hung the moon. It's not abuse. It's not malicious. But it is neglect in the quietest, most insidious form. The kind that hides behind she's fine or she's easy until one day she isn't. And because this is Daniel's neighborhood, not hers, we'll never get the episode where Margaret finally says, "Hey, what about me?" Not just because she can't speak, but because it wouldn't fit the narrative. Maybe one day the writers will give her a story where it's hers and hers alone. But don't hold your breath. It's Daniel frickin' Tiger's neighborhood after all. If they ever do give Margaret her own show, I'm calling it Margaret's Revenge. Merch sold separately, therapy included. Margaret Tiger is an innocent victim, pure and simple. This girl has done absolutely nothing wrong, and yet somehow ends up getting the rough end of the stick every single time. That's an F tier. Dead last, and honestly, it's the saddest one on this entire list. Jodi Platypus. Now, Jodi Platypus may never have gotten her own Snipe Snap video, but that doesn't mean she isn't a brat. She can in fact be a right little madam when things aren't going her way. In A New Friend at School, she's so wrapped up playing with Prince Wednesday that poor Daniel starts thinking they're not even friends anymore. And Jodi doesn't even clock it for a second. But to be fair, in Jodi's first day at school, she's actually proper considerate, genuinely nervous, but handles it beautifully with a bit of help from teacher Harriet. Underneath it all, she's sweet. But that tunnel vision of hers is hard to ignore. Jodi Platypus takes her place in C tier. You may have noticed there is one character left on the list that we haven't placed yet. Prince frickin' Wednesday. Dare we discuss this royal rascal? Yes, we do. Prince Wednesday. Let's watch the Daniel Tiger demon nobody is discussing.
I'm really mad. Mad. It helps to say I'm mad. What? But why are you mad? Because you keep giving out all the lemonade. You're not even letting me have a turn at all.
The stupidest and most selfish thing that Daniel Tiger ever did is widely considered to be the indoor beach.
Let's add the sand to our inside beach. We're setting up an inside beach. Yeah, an inside beach.
My word! What are you doing with those buckets of sand inside the house?
No wonder the mum is angry. Imagine having to clear up all that sand. But who had the ridiculous idea to get sand for an indoor beach in the first place?
It will look so beachy. What else do we need for our inside beach? Sand!
Yes, it was Prince Wednesday's idea. As a member of the royal family, he's probably not used to actually ever having to clear up after himself. So he couldn't care less that the floor is ruined, possibly forever. This is only the beginning for PBS's underrated demon. In the season 1 Fruit Picking Day episode, the whole gang is picking fruit in the Enchanted Garden. Prince Wednesday's big brother Prince Tuesday is there, and guess what? Prince Tuesday can reach the highest fruit on the tree, but Little Wednesday can't. Instead of accepting that obvious height difference, Prince Wednesday grows upset, royally upset, one might say, that he can't do what his older brother can.
We're not big enough to reach the cherries.
Quick reminder to hit subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Thank you.
Does somebody need a big brother?
Thanks, but I wish I was big enough to pick a cherry myself.
Prince Wednesday, newsflash, your brother is older and taller. Calm down! Then there's the lemonade stand disaster, in which Prince Wednesday and Daniel Tiger set up a lemonade stand together. It starts out great. 2 friends, fresh lemonade. What could go wrong? Turns out, everything. They can't agree on how to hand out the lemonade, and Prince Wednesday's response is to clam up and pout when he doesn't get his way.
2, please.
Coming right. Here you go. Thanks. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Instead of using his words or compromising like the show tries to teach, our little prince just stands there, royally mad, until an adult intervenes. As this user says, he just pouts. He doesn't really express his anger, nor does he ever really stand up for himself. He just gets bratty and annoyed. In other words, he has the emotional maturity of, well, a preschooler, but a particularly spoiled one.
I would like a cup of lemonade. I've heard it's delectable.
Huh?
That's a fancy word for very yummy.
I'll get it for you, Mom. There you go, Queen Sarah.
Daniel is left confused because his friend won't explain why he's upset.
Daniel.
Because explaining your feelings is for us peasants, apparently. To soothe Wednesday's bruised ego at the lemonade stand, the adults had to coach him into expressing his mad feelings so they could find a solution. In true form, Prince Wednesday needed special handling to quit sulking, because heaven forbid he handle a minor disagreement without a royal tantrum. You'd hope that a kid who has every everything. He lives in a castle. Would be good at sharing. Nope, not Prince Wednesday. Sharing toys or attention is just not this kid's forte. Remember the episode where Daniel Tiger brings his new toy car to play? Daniel shares his Tiger-tastic car. Prince Wednesday shows up without a car of his own. He forgot to bring one and immediately wants to play with everyone else's toys instead.
Where's your car? Oh, I forgot to bring a car.
As this user explains, for me, it's the one where they're playing with cars and he forgets his and then wants to use everyone else's. So self-absorbed. In short, Prince Wednesday strolls in empty-handed and figures, hey, I'll just take yours.
You want to play with my Tiger-tastic car? But it's mine. Please, can I play with your car? I want to vroom.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I've considered it.
Sharing, taking turns, those are for commoners. And let's not forget how he treats his friends' belongings when he doesn't want to play with them. In a season 4 story, Daniel's Toy, Daniel brings his beloved duck toy Ducky to the park to show Prince Wednesday.
Look, his googly eyes. Watch how he flaps its wings. Flap, 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 flap. Let's play with Ducky. I don't want to play with that toy.
Rather than being happy for his friend, Prince Wednesday promptly declares he doesn't like Ducky and doesn't want to play with it.
He's a duck, and he flaps, see? It's not fun to me. Oh.
Daniel's feelings get hurt, understandably, because his pal just dissed his favourite toy.
Daniel, is everything all right?
Prince Wednesday said he doesn't like Ducky, but I don't like him.
Eventually, the lesson is learned that it's fine to like different toys, but you should still be kind to each other, even if you disagree. Basic decency, am I right? But Prince Wednesday had to learn not to be a jerk about it.
But Ducky can go fast and flap his wings and carry things on its back. He's fine. A duck toy isn't fun to me.
We like different things, and that's just fine, but remember to be kind.
Telling your friend I don't like your toy in the middle of playtime is just mean. As a result, Daniel ends up upset, and the fun stops until Prince Wednesday realizes that he needs to apologize. Between forgetting his own toys and grabbing others, and rejecting his friend's toy outright, Prince Wednesday consistently acts like the rules don't apply to him. He wants what he wants when he wants it, and if he doesn't want it, he'll make you feel bad for having it. Classic spoiled kid behaviour. Perhaps Prince Wednesday's most annoying habit is his obsession with the word royal.
Hey, royal! Hello, hello, hello. Do you?
The kid inserts royal into everything. It's not just Science Experiment Day, it's a royally scientific day. Not just a mess, a royally messy mess. We get it, you're a prince. You don't need to remind us in every sentence. As one Reddit rant put it, why is everything royal? Why can't he literally use any other adjective? Because he wants to remind everyone of his royal status? This constant self-reminder of his title gives off major "do you know who I am" vibes, which is pretty hilarious coming from a literal kindergartner.
Get royally ready, Daniel!
The show probably intends royal as a cute quirk, but honestly, it just comes off as smug. In fact, one Reddit user flat out called Prince Wednesday a typical spoiled-ass rich kid. Ouch. But not exactly wrong. The whole character of Prince Wednesday, in my opinion, never even needed to exist. As this user says, why does every show have to have some kind of royalty? Give me some wholesome egalitarian entertainment, please. Precisely, I mean, it kind of defeats the point when you have a show where everyone's meant to be equal, and then one of the main characters is literally a member of the royal family. Also, isn't America a republic? You all got rid of the monarchy back in 1783, like, why is there a royal family at all? But then that would make Prince Wednesday an imposter. We see you, Prince Wednesday. We see you.
Watch me say the magic word and pull a duck out of my hat. Abracadoodle. Abracadoggy. Abracadabra.
Royal, thank you.
You shut up! I'm so scared right now, you shut up!
Thanks for tuning in, neighbours. I'm Snipe Snap. Snipe, snap, out. Right then, Prince Wednesday is an absolute spoiled, entitled little nightmare, isn't he? Shows up empty-handed, sulks the second things don't go his way, and genuinely believes that the rules don't apply to him. Pure, unfiltered Wait, hold on. The twist you never saw coming. There's one more Daniel Tiger video that we forgot to watch, and it showcases some of the absolute worst of Daniel's behaviour. Can Daniel steal the crown of worst brats from Prince Wednesday at the 11th hour? Let's watch Daniel Tiger Master Manipulator and find the hell out. Daniel Tiger isn't just a violent sociopathic bully. He's actually far more intelligent than we give him credit for. By intelligence, I don't mean that he's getting an A+ on his math homework. Rather, I mean emotional intelligence. Cunning, the ability to manipulate children and adults alike into doing exactly what he wants. This dude gives Perfect Peter a run for his money, and that's saying something. To begin our descent into Daniel's web of deception, we'll start with the episode A New Friend at the Playground. Initially, Daniel is absolutely thrilled that Jodi has joined himself and Miss Elaina at the park, inviting her to play splatball as a trio.
Hi, Jodi. Hi, Daniel. Want to play splatball with us?
Jodi expresses her concern about joining them because she's never played the mysterious game splatball before. And, I mean, let's be honest, who has?
I don't know. I've never played that before.
Given that Jodi is visibly nervous, one would think that Daniel and Miss Elaina would make an extra effort to make her feel welcome. Miss Elaina does. She lives up to her side of the bargain.
Hey, isn't it my turn? Miss Elaina was supposed to throw it to me, not Jodi again.
Miss Elaina is making an effort to get Jodi feeling confident. Good for her. Conversely, Daniel doesn't care that Jodi has literally never played this game before.
Miss Elaina is not throwing the ball to me.
Hit subscribe for more Daniel Tiger theories. Thank you. Back to the video.
She's having so much fun with Jodi. It feels like she doesn't want to play with me anymore.
Rather than being encouraging and respecting that this newcomer to the group is learning a brand new game, he immediately goes off on one. And why are you coming to us, the viewer? Like we're gonna have any sympathy for you, dude. 3 words. Get a grip. Hashtag stop whining, start playing.
Whoops. Okay, now I'll throw it to Jodi.
2's company, 3's a crowd. Daniel Tiger is learning that the hard way.
He threw the ball to Jodi again. You're not playing with me at all. Daniel, where are you going?
Oh my God, pull yourself together!
Jodi came to the park without a friend. She was visibly nervous, and Miss Elaina made the effort to make her feel part of the gang. Daniel, though, can't take 30 seconds of not being the centre of attention. Hence why he stalks off with a scowl etched deep on his face. His aim now is to make himself the centre of attention again. Let's see if he manages. If he indeed gets the rank, as Perfect Peter does, of Master Manipulator.
Daniel, why did you leave? Miss Elaina, we were playing splatball, me and you. But now you're playing with Jodi. Only Jodi, not me.
If Daniel had reflexes faster than a sloth, he could have played with Jodi too. Dude, you're a tiger. Why the hell are you so bloody unathletic?
I didn't mean to play without you. But you are playing without me.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Do you like Jodi more than me?
And there we go. There's the emotional manipulation at the heart of everything. The tugging on her heartstrings to try and turn Miss Elaina into an emotional pretzel. Through his actions and words, Daniel is basically pressurizing Miss Elaina to say that she likes Daniel more than Jodi. Quite dark and devious when you really think about it. Like, seriously, he's so much worse than the stroppy crybaby that we first thought he was.
So, you're still my friend?
Yepers, I'll always be your friend.
Doubt. Be skeptical. Hard to believe. The story you're currently speaking of seems illegitimate.
Oh. Do you still want to play splatball?
You gotta feel sorry for Jodi. She's got no idea what web of manipulation and jealousy and God knows what else she's getting involved with. All the little platypus wants to do is just play some splatball. If you thought the manipulation was wild on this occasion, you really need to take a look at the episode Daniel's Day. Daniel doesn't just manipulate kids in this episode, he manages to twist adults to his whim too. Daniel can't wait to eat his egg salad sandwich.
It's an egg salad sandwich. The dad calls it excellent egg salad.
His friend Miss Elaina, however, is not convinced.
Egg salad? I don't like egg salad.
Why not?
Bro, food's personal. If Miss Elaina's not buying it, just leave her be, okay? If Daniel is manipulating about food, then that just shows how controlling he can be about even the smallest details. Now, let's watch Daniel Tiger melt down over this tiny incident in the way that only Daniel Tiger can.
I just don't like it. Oh. How would you feel if your friends said that they didn't like your lunch?
I, Daniel Tiger, would not give a toss, if you'll excuse my French, about Miss Elaina's opinion. Smash like if you like the food you like and you don't care what other people think. And doesn't this show how controlling Daniel Tiger's nature is? He's not just content with trying to dominate Daniel Tiger's neighborhood. He's even trying to convince you, the viewer, to buy into his way of thinking too. Oh my god, this kid makes Perfect Peter look normal, man. I swear.
It hurts my feelings. I like egg salad. I don't.
Imagine being that upset because somebody doesn't like the same food as you. The worst thing is, Daniel's got this whole wholesome facade that makes his controlling behavior so insidious. If you're a young kid watching this show, you're probably going to side with Daniel Tiger, not only because he's the main character, but because of his whole wholesome chungus vibes. Now, the teacher's coming over. Let's watch Daniel bend her to his will.
Miss Elaina said she doesn't like my egg salad sandwich. I don't.
Oh, I see. Miss Elaina, how do you think you might feel if Daniel said he didn't like your yogurt?
Are we really at the point in society where you can't even say that you don't like a certain type of food now? Have we reached that level of snowflakery? Give me a break, PBS. Stop teaching kids that this type of spineless behavior mixed with ample amounts of manipulation is okay.
I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, Daniel. Thanks, Miss Elaina.
There we have it. Daniel manipulates the viewer by breaking the fourth wall. He manipulates the teacher by acting like his world has ended. And now he's manipulating Miss Elaina herself by getting her to give him an apology. Sorry, Miss Elaina. In Daniel Tiger's neighborhood, you're not allowed to tell the truth. Didn't you get the memo? Yes, even food is off limits for DT's fragile little feelings. And to my mind, Daniel Tiger is even more manipulative than Perfect Peter himself. And the reason for this is simple. Daniel appeals to the audience in his manipulative tactics, and as the main character, he has far more power to gaslight young viewers than somebody like Perfect Peter, who was widely disliked by viewers and called a wormy little worm.
You need less traction and more lift.
Get lost, worm!
Daniel Tiger takes the crown as kids TV's ultimate gaslighter. So, dear viewer, make sure that you're worshipping at the cult of Daniel Tiger, because if you don't, he'll storm off, make himself the center of attention, and then rally everyone around him to make himself the victim. Classic manipulator tactics right there. What would you do to Daniel Tiger if he started manipulating you? Let me know in that comment section below.
Come on, Grandpere. My airplane's flying to the mountains. Let's go.
Please be patient, Daniel. I'm still helping Katerina.
Grrr. I'm not playing anymore.
I quit!
For good measure, let's watch Daniel Tiger pissing off his parents and bullying his teacher because, well, it's Daniel Tiger's neighborhood after all. Look, I like kindness. I'm pro feelings. But in the Tiger household, every disaster ends with a duet and a cuddle. Daniel throws a wobble, and the adults whip out the ukulele like it's a police badge. Sir, I'm gonna have to sing to you to calm you down. I'm gonna walk you through 7 moments where Daniel kicks off and the parents flannel it. Then, we're gonna talk about how the parents infantilize him during the whole Big Brother arc, effectively turning Daniel into a big fat baby. So smash the hype button, sit back and relax, and welcome to the final battle of the brats. Lucky's behind me, let's go! Number 1. Daniel wants to ride trolley. Picture it. Front step, family ready to go. Daniel's already got the theme song in his head. He's revved up for the trolley. Then Mum drops the bomb. No trolley today because baby Margaret needs a stroller nap. Daniel's face goes full storm cloud.
No! I want to ride trolley.
Come on, Daniel. Let's walk to Prince Wednesday's. Margaret will nap and we'll get some exercise.
I don't want to. I want to ride trolley.
Quick reminder to hit subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Thank you. What Mum does. Sings. Invites him to stomp. Praises him for feeling better.
Stomp 3 times to help yourself feel better.
What she doesn't do, hold the line without turning it into a musical. There's no, if you argue again, we're setting off now, end of. It's all emotional Pilates. Stretch, breathe, and congratulate. Mate, it's transport, not therapy. In Britain, if you did that outside, your mum would give you the glare, the national symbol for wrap it up. Not a chorus line. You don't get a glee number every time you don't get a right. Number 2, Daniel can't get the cookies. We're in the market with Dad. Daniel clocks the biscuits. Dad says no like a reasonable adult. Daniel puts his soul into the wine.
I'm sorry, Daniel. The answer is no.
But I really need the cookies.
I know you really want those cookies, but you don't need them.
What Dad does, turns a tantrum into a breathing exercise with bonus applause. What he doesn't do, pair no with a consequence. There's no keep it up and we leave the shop.
We already have cookies at home. We don't need these.
But I really want them.
What should have been a shopping trip turns into a Dad TED talk on stomping. Meanwhile, Daniel learns a spell. Say, I feel mad, stomp thrice, and bing, no consequence, unlocked. Number 3, it's time to go, Daniel. At a friend's, Daniel is mid-ocean fantasy, flapping about as a sea turtle. Dad arrives. Time to go home.
It's time to go home.
Hi, Dad. I'm not Daniel. I'm a sea turtle. See my shell?
Well, hello, sea turtle. It's time to go home for your dinner.
But, Dad, I don't want to go home yet.
Daniel digs his heels in like he's paid council tax on the living room.
You'll get to pretend again very soon.
I don't want to go. I want to keep playing.
Nerd, you're a fucking nerd. You're a fucking nerd. And no one likes you.
What Dad does, negotiates. Every time. One more thing. Next scene, same tactic. What he doesn't do, teach, we're leaving because we're leaving. You can validate the feeling and move the child.
So choose one more thing to do.
The one more thing policy, that's how you raise a tiny union rep. By high school, he's going to be bargaining for one last TikTok scroll every frickin' night. Number 4, no sand in the house, Daniel. It's bucketing down. Beach days off, so Daniel and Prince Wednesday decide to import the coastline into the lounge. Mum walks into a Sahara on the floor and explains to the boys with saintly calm.
Real sand makes such a big mess on the floor.
Then is straight into the chill out chorus.
When you feel so mad that you wanna roar.
What Mum does, breathes, sings, praises the calming, and helps the boys pivot the plan, ditching the grit and building a pretend beach with soft stuff. What she doesn't do, there's no immediate automatic consequence, such as having the beach cancelled full stop. The lads get a redesigned session, not the reckoning they deserve.
But how can we make an inside beach without sand? That makes me so angry. Grr.
If you did this in Britain, you'd be issued with a dustpan, a hoover, and a lifelong respect for flooring. Do this in Tigerland, however, and your mum project manages your pop-up resort. It's crazy, bro. It's truly a consequence-free zone. Number 5, the birthday buddy fiasco. Margaret's birthday. All eyes on the baby. Daniel sulks because shock is not about him.
Why is everything yellow? I like bread.
So, what do the adults do? Invent a brand new role to make him feel special. Birthday buddy. There's even a song.
Be a birthday buddy and help out too.
What Mum does. Reframes Daniel's jealousy into a job title, heaps him with praise, and literally hands him the ox. He leads a silly panda game and an original, quieter birthday wish song to soothe Margaret. What Mum doesn't do, let him be one guest among many. There's no, it's not your day. Help if you like, but you are not the star. No practice at sitting with normal, boring, developmentally useful envy. Only in this house do you get a compensation title because somebody else is having a birthday. It's like your sister turns 2 and you're appointed Deputy Fun Commissioner. Yep, instead of letting Daniel stew in the background like every other sibling in history, the parents created a brand new character role just for him. Weak, weak, weak. Number 6. Margaret messed up our restaurant. Daniel's doing pretend restaurant with his friends. Baby Margaret steamrolls the set like a tiny Godzilla, cups flying, plates on the floor. Daniel summons Mum as a witness.
Mom!
What is it, Daniel?
Look, we were playing restaurant and Margaret messed it all up.
Then the song. What Mum does, validates, then hands the problem back to Daniel. You include the baby, you adapt the game. What she doesn't do, put any baby-proof boundary in place. Parallel toys, high chair tray, 5-minute redirection. The solution is floor restaurant. Embrace the wreckage. Forget playtime, Daniel's running crisis management for a 1-year-old. Yeah, I think this episode was before Margaret's birthday, so she's technically 1 year old in this one. Anyway, Daniel learns that his fun exists at the mercy of a toddler, and it's his job to make it work. Mum Tiger, sometimes the rule's gotta be Margaret watches, you lot play. It's a little thing called structure. Number 7. Dad Tiger gets mad. Back home, Daniel wants a puppet, spots a sock, and boom, Sharpie massacre.
I think this is my dad's sock. I can use this sock to make my puppet. Dad, look at my puppy puppet. I made it from a sock.
You turned my sock into a puppet. Grr.
What Dad does, he shows great calmness, and fair play to him for that.
I'm calm. Let's talk about this.
What he doesn't do, any actual consequence. Daniel destroyed Dad's property and got a reminder, a song about love, and a green light to the puppet show. Please ask next time is what you say when someone borrows your hairbrush, not when someone defaces your clothes. At least swap chores. Since you customized my sock, you can help me sort the laundry for 10 minutes, you might say. Action should lead to an outcome, not a bloody ballad. Why is Daniel such a baby? The episode's Time for Daniel, and There's Time for Daniel and Baby Margaret too, centered on Daniel struggling when parent attention shifts to Margaret. Across this new baby run, the grown-ups wrap everything in reassurance and songs that soothe rather than grow. It peaks in the Come Play Family clip. Daniel and Katerina are playing family. She hands him the big brother role. Daniel swerves it like a parking ticket.
I don't want to be the big brother. I want to be the baby. And this is my crib. Wah! Wah! I'm the baby!
You disgust me.
This whole arc pitches big helper in your family, but Daniel literally opts out and nobody says, alright, but you're not a baby. Daniel is 4, yes, but he's not 4 months. And yet, the narrative pats his regression on the head. It's like, good choice, Daniel. Being a baby is valid. It's understandable that Daniel feels that way, but the narrative needs direction. Something like, yes, you can feel little, but you're still the big brother, act like it. What the show could do without losing the nice. Keep the kindness, keep the songs, add the spine. Trolley tantrum. Stomp if you must, and we're walking. If you argue again, you ride in the stroller next time. Cookie crisis. You can be mad, but we're not buying the biscuits. Keep it up and we leave the shop. Leaving the playdate. I know it's hard, shoes on. No one more thing if you argue. Rain roar. Name it, then choose an indoor plan. Shouting doesn't move the clouds. Big brother regression. You can feel little, but you're not a baby. You're big brother. Sock puppet vandalism. Great creativity. Now fix it. Help Dad pair socks. Actions lead to consequences. This isn't about being cruel, it's about teaching children cause and effect. Empathy and limits. Love and standards. Yes, standards. Remember them? Final roast. Daniel, the world is not your trolley and the universe does not yield to your stomping. Mum and Dad, you're sweethearts, but you're truly running Spotify for sulks. You don't have to soundtrack every bloody wobble. Sometimes the kindest sentence you could say is no, not now. So, Here's the only jingle this neighborhood needs. Short, sharp, and sung on the way to the corner, not instead of it. When you break a rule, it's true. You sit out, then make it new. Ooga mooga, sure. After the boundary, not before it. Teacher Harriet. What a woman. She's the Mary Poppins of preschool, except instead of flying in with a magic umbrella, she turns up every morning and deals with Daniel Bloody Tiger. She's got the patience of a saint and she's calm under fire. But here's the tragedy. All that wisdom, patience and charm is wasted on one very small, very orange problem. Daniel Tiger. This kid takes Harriet's lessons and uses them like toilet paper. He subverts, he sabotages, and he's basically waging psychological warfare against the poor woman. So today, let's count down the 3 worst things that Daniel Tiger ever did to teacher Harriet. This is Battle of the Brats. Daniel Tiger versus teacher Harriet. Let's go! Number 3, the haircut hate crime. Harriet walks in, radiant, glowing, rocking a brand new hairstyle. You know when you leave the salon and hope people notice? Yeah, that. Daniel, however, doesn't even recognize her.
Teacher Harriet! Where are you?
She's behind you! Sorry, it's September, I know. Too early for pantomime jokes.
Hello, Daniel. How are you today?
Huh? Teacher Harriet? You look different.
Careful here, Daniel. You are in dangerous territory, my furry friend.
I do? Oh, yes, I do. I changed my hair. Usually it's down, but today it's up in this bun. See?
Daniel, try not to say something racist. Challenge.
But why did you do that to your hair?
Well, sometimes it's nice to do something different.
But...
Quick reminder to hit subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Thank you.
You don't look like you anymore.
Cheers, Daniel. Why not tell her she looks like she's just caught out of a skip while you're at it? Imagine saying something like that to your boss on Monday. Sorry, Linda, you got bangs now, so I don't even recognise you. Who even are you? Harriet handles it with grace, obviously.
Even though I look different on the outside, I'm still the same teacher Harriet on the inside.
Lovely lesson, but deep down, you know she would just stuff him in the cubby and lock it. Number 2, the nap time uprising.
Quiet time means it's time for everyone to rest, not talk.
But Teacher Harriet, I'm not sleepy.
Translation, stuff you and your rules, I run this classroom. Miss Elaina and Dan the Man Tiger are playing with their trains. Until, finally, it's Teacher Harriet's favourite time of the day, nap time, where the kids shut up for once. Well, except for one kid, the one with stripes.
It's time to settle down. Pack up your toys. Get quiet all around.
But I want to keep playing with Miss Elaina.
Disobedience will not be tolerated in this classroom, Daniel, is how I would respond. Teacher Harriet is much nicer.
But it's quiet time now.
What about our train?
It'll be right here for you to finish after quiet time.
She's too nice, man. Answering back ain't okay. Fast forward and everyone else is lying down like civilized human beings. Except Daniel Tiger, who is staging a nap strike.
Miss Elaina, maybe our bug train should go visit their friends, the fireflies, and flowers.
Daniel and Miss Elaina.
Remember, Daniel woke up Miss Elaina, so he's to blame for this. He's the Che Guevara of preschool, leading the Great Nap Rebellion. Quiet time isn't quiet anymore. It's a hostage situation.
Quiet time means it's time for everyone to rest, not talk.
Clues in the name, kid. Quiet time.
But Teacher Harriet, I'm not sleepy.
Answering back again? Harriet, bless her, actually tries to negotiate. Deep breaths, calming strategies, little tricks to help him relax. At this point, she should have just chloroformed the lads. I mean, if I were her, I'd be checking the handbook for the legal dose of Calpol. Number 1, the sewing sabotage. This one is criminal. Harriet's teaching the kids how to sew nature bags. It's a nice, wholesome craft activity. What could possibly go wrong?
To make your nature bags, Put the 2 square pieces together like this. Then use the ribbon to sew the pieces together.
Keep listening to Teacher Harriet's instructions. They are incredibly clear. Even a 4-year-old idiot could understand them, if they bothered to listen.
Through one hole, out the other. In and out.
In and out of the hole. It's very simple. Easy as pish. Now, let's watch Daniel Tiger frick it the hell up.
Lay the squares together. Now carefully. I'm done!
You're done already, Daniel? That was fast.
Yes, Harriet. He stitched it like he was speedrunning Minecraft.
Can I go look for nature treasure to put in my bag?
That bag has the worst stitching I've ever seen in my life. You ain't holding air in there, bro, let alone a solid object. And Daniel realizes this himself. Look at his pebbles rolling across the floor like a bloody slot machine. This wasn't a mistake from Daniel. This was sabotage. Harriet's trying to teach patience, and Daniel treats it like the 100-meter dash. The only lesson learned? Don't trust Daniel with sharp objects. Ever. The final straw. Substitute teacher. And after all this, after the hairdo insults, the nap strike, and the craft carnage, Harriet finally takes a day off. Stress leave, burnout, call it what you will, but it's probably Tiger related. Smash that like button for my cat, Leroy. He's getting a little bit jealous, I think, of Jolteon. The episode where Harriet is absent? Daniel Tiger and the substitute teacher. Harriet's not there, and what does Daniel do? He actually misses her.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Malik. I'm Daniel's mom.
Nice to meet you too.
But I want Teacher Harriet.
The audacity of this Tiger. You drove the woman to sick leave, Daniel, and now you're sad she's gone? That's like arsonists complaining this house is cold after they've torched it. Advice for Teacher Harriet. So, Harriet, if you're listening, move schools. Move states. Move planets if you have to. You are totally wasted in this freaky neighborhood hellhole. Go teach gifted kids in Finland. Go open a yoga retreat in Bali. Basically, go anywhere that Daniel isn't. Because you, Harriet, are an icon. And Daniel Tiger, he's more than just a brat. He's an Ofsted downgrading waiting to happen. Harriet deserves hazard pay, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and possibly a restraining order. Right, so Daniel Tiger is truly a master manipulator. Forget everything else we've seen today. This one's on another level. Cunning, calculated little gremlin who can twist kids and adults alike around his little paw. That's absolutely S-tier behavior, no question. Which means we've got a joint first. Prince Wednesday hasn't been dislodged, he's been joined. He's a spoiled, entitled royal who genuinely believes the world owes him everything, and that is absolutely S-tier behavior. And now, Daniel Tiger's right there next to him. The sly, manipulative little so-and-so who gaslit literally everyone around him into doing exactly what he wants. 2 different kinds of awful, both S-tier, no doubt. Congratulations, I guess, boys. You've sort of earned it. If you've made it this far, here's a little glimpse of my cat Lisa to say thank you for watching. Remember, leave it in the comments, say hello Lisa, so I know you've made it to the end. Snipe, snap, out. You're right there, Lisa. There we go.